All right. What is going on, my friend? Welcome to the Podcast Domination Show. In this episode, you're going to learn my take on whether or not Gary Vee is right or wrong about podcasting. And I've got some fun tips and also just some things that I think he is just probably wrong on. And this is my opinion. So in the show notes of this episode, you'll find the link to the video that I am referring to. It's about a 3-minute long or 2-minute long video that he talks about his take on podcasting and how people should approach it, how they should do it, what should their angle on monetizing it should be. And let me first say this, that I love Gary Vee. I think he's a great dude. I don't agree with everything he says, and I don't agree with how he approaches acquiring customers from it and whatnot, but we'll get into that in just a sec. You're also going to hear a little bit about what I do think is great and some of the things you should definitely listen to him on and why those are just golden nuggets about, or at least what he said in the video. Those are some golden nuggets. You should definitely take action on that. So the gist of the video, if you haven't watched it already, go and listen to it. It's 2 or 3 minutes long. You guys will hear, and I'd love to hear your feedback on this too. The gist of it is he was talking to some guys who run a company or they work in a big company. And he was saying, you should start a podcast that is basically the CNN or the ESPN, if you will, of your space. And you don't even want to mention the fact that, you sell stuff in that space, or, you're a company who is a big player in that space, or you can help clients or help people achieve the goals that they want to achieve or solve the problems that you're talking about on the podcast. His whole thing is like, just put it out there, put out free, amazing content all the time, and people will eventually find you online and they'll eventually buy from you. My thing is on that is like, no, I don't think that's the right way to go for a couple of reasons. A, I don't think people want to wait around that long to monetize their podcast. And if you do want to wait around that long so people magically find you, that's totally okay. That is definitely not my philosophy. I am more of like, hey, let's put out amazing content. Let's make sure people are getting great value, but then let's also tell them where they can go to get more. And let's make it very clear. And specifically what I'm talking about there is using a greenlight offer. And that is something where it is speaking to your exact customer, not just the general population who listens to your podcast, but the exact customer that you can genuinely help. It is time bound or has some kind of scarcity in it, meaning there's bonuses going away, or it's only a limited number of seats, or you're only doing it for the month of November, whatever it may be, but make sure it has some kind of scarcity in it so people can get some fire under their butts and take action. And last but not least, it's got to be damn good. Like, it's got to be something that people actually want. And that may sound obvious to you, but you'd be surprised at how many times you listen to a podcast, or maybe your podcast is like this, where you're just saying, subscribe to the show. Why would I want to subscribe to your podcast? It has no inherent value to me, except I'm going to keep on hearing more of you, and you're going to pop up in my screen or on my notifications, right? So that's my thing. I don't think you should wait and let people magically find you or discover you. I think it's much easier. You put a greenlight offer, which is something that is high value to the client, that is non-sleazy, not salesy. It's just like, hey, if you want more help with this, and you want to learn, how we can help you, or I've got some scripts and stuff that I can give you guys, or give you if you have questions on this, just DM me on Facebook and I can share with you the exact script that I use. I just don't have it here in front of me. But the gist is, give them a really good offer. Hey, if you want help with this and want it for free for the month of November, then just go to whatever website and just make sure it's an easy URL they can find, or make sure it's linked in the show notes, which I would probably just do both. So greenlight offer, make sure it's high value, make sure it's speaking to one kind of person that you can actually help, not the general public. So if you're a doctor and you're struggling with your marketing right now and you just want some free advice on a call with me, then just go ahead and book that call. It's right below in the show notes. It can be as simple as that. For the month of November, we're giving away free 20-minute clarity calls, or in the month of November, we're giving away our free exact strategy on how we run paid ads for clients. You guys who are listening to the podcast will get this for free in this month. You can get creative with it. You can test it out. But my thing is, no, you don't want to just let people find you magically online. Now, the other part of this video that Gary Vee has, and what he's talking about, is you want to focus your content around what people are actually going to pay attention to. So meaning, like, don't interview somebody randomly. And I say this because I've done this mistake. I've made this mistake before. But don't just interview somebody randomly that it's completely, it's just, you don't think it's going to be a fit for your audience. You don't know if it's even relevant on their minds right now. Don't do that stuff. Don't post that content and expect people to want to listen to you. So you want to always be talking about something that people actually care about. They're actually going to pay attention because it's relevant to their life. How I like to simplify that and boil that down is like, think about their biggest pain points. Think about the biggest things they want to move towards. More success, more money, better relationships, better health, better ways to achieve great results with less time. Things that are going to help them make their lives better in some form or fashion, either monetarily, relationship-wise, or health-wise is the big three essentially. So think about what is it that your ideal listener actually cares about. They actually give a damn about. If you said this at a party, they would actually perk up their ears and look over at you and say, hey, what are you talking about over there? So think about that stuff. That's where you want to focus your content. I think Gary Vee was spot on with that. I love that tip because it's like you sometimes forget about, well, what is it that we should talk about on the podcast? Well, it's like, no, just talk about what your audience wants to hear. What do they care about? That's the question he proposed. And I love that. So again, I think those are the two biggest things. Now, obviously, if you're a hobbyist podcaster, this may not apply for you. You may have started a podcast because you just wanted to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. This is definitely not the podcast for you then. I don't have any tips for you there. Go talk about whatever it is you care about, but I probably can't help you. So just a fair warning, because my advice is not for everybody. But if you're doing this for a business, if you're trying to grow it to get clients, you're trying to do it to build your brand, build your influence, expand your reach, that is some good advice for you. So sum it up. Again, remember, focus your content about what people actually care about. People you actually want to sell to. What do they care about? What are their pain points? What are their problems? What is it that they're moving towards that you can help them with? That's one. The second thing is, don't wait around for people to just magically find you. Give them a green light offer. Give them something that's going to make their lives valuable. Offer that for free. Offer that for a limited time for a discounted price or a trial period. That way you can start to move people from the podcast over to your email list, over to your Facebook group, over to a phone call, over to a webinar or some kind of free training you've got for them. Start to do that stuff early, either in the episode and also in your podcasting journey. So hopefully that was helpful there. Hope you guys take action on those two things. Those two things, that's it. And I'm going to cut this off because I like to keep these episodes relatively short and is the end of my day, okay? So I'll see you later. Hope this was helpful. Be sure to check out the Facebook group. If you want more videos like that, I post a ton of stuff in there. It is the podcasting. It's basically called Podcasting for Entrepreneurs. Start, Scale, Monetize. Podcasting for Entrepreneurs. Start, Scale, Monetize on Facebook. Search it, and you should find a Facebook group with that name. And it's also in the show notes. So without further ado, I'll see you later. Hope this was helpful. See you next time. Bye for now.